Hello and welcome to me playing through a level that I made in MegaMan Maker, and I'm going to explain basically how and why I designed the way the things are. So basically, to start off, I named it the Trial of Spikes and Fire just to give the player an idea of what to expect challenge-wise. The beginning level is very open just so that the player can have an idea of what they're going to do. So they see the switch and the darkened ladder, which makes it seem like they're going to need to hit the switch and go up the ladder. And they're just going to have to find a way to problem solve and to achieve those results. And I made it open-ended so they could either go left or down, depending on how they wanted to do it. This is a platforming part because I think platforming is very engaging when it comes to gameplay. And as you can see there, the player realizes that MegaMan isn't able to jump that far, so they're going to need to find a way to get around that. Down in the right hand corner, the weapon is placed, and it's placed there just to give the player an idea of how to use the weapon and how it's intended to be used throughout the level, which is to act as a kind of a propeller. And based on this, they're able to figure out that the solution to basically the first puzzle is by using MegaMan's new ability to launch himself forward very far and kind of control it. Now they're able to get on top of that up and down platform and shoot the switch, which is they're able to do with the MegaMan power up that they got. So it was necessary to get that. And the little hallway of spikes and fire is just to really reinforce that theme that I was going for. There's a door which comes up later and in a lot of parts. That means that they're gonna have to go get a key. I also put some healing items there just because I figured that they would probably get hit a few times, and a power up just so that they had enough to keep on going, and another wall of spikes just to keep the player interested. Here is the beginning of enemies where they just kind of come at the player, and they'll be able to expect that. Here, the player gets a new power up, which will allow them to solve the second set of puzzles, which is all of the items and power-ups that they saw in the other room but weren't able to reach, which also, by putting them like this, made it so that the player had to explore other open areas, which led them to finding the power-up they needed. I want to make some of the fire elements timed just so it would give the player not just a platforming kind of problem solver, but also just a timing and ability check. And as you can see, these power-ups are able to be used in a lot of different ways. And now the door is finally open, so I wanted to make the level kind of just a big loop, just to teach the player how to use their new items and give them show how important they are. So right there, they had to use the vortex to climb up and be able to slide through the maze. Another key to show that obviously more doors are coming, and a new enemy to show that they're progressing deeper in the level and things are probably going to get a little harder for them. So they have the choice of going right or down. Both are okay to do, and they will both lead the player in the same spot. Just by going down, they'll be able to experience more, obstacles that just for more in-depth gameplay. So I loved this idea from the original MegaMan, where the player would have to choose something to jump down, and I thought that was a really cute touch, so I wanted to add that in. More platforming, and then these spikes. There are two ways that they could solve this, which is either using their driver tool or just by waiting till one of the things fall and then go through it. Here I added more power-ups because I figured that they probably used a lot and they would need to heal a little bit. And then the last key, which will open the final door, which will bring them to where they could have gone had they gone right instead of down, which was just more platforming, but with platforms that fell out from under you. So they'd have to be a little quicker, but since they already knew that platforming was a part of this level and kind of got a feel for it, they would feel more confident doing it. And all of the power-ups are used to really get them through all of this. both doors are opened, and then here's a place where the checkpoint is. There's a new power-up, healing, weapon refreshers, just to let them know that personally I would expect a big battle after this. And here is the long boss hallway, and as you get closer to the door, it kind of narrows down. The enemy I chose for this level was Time Man, specifically because of the aesthetic. I chose purple-based blocks and spikes, and I figured that the best enemy to use would probably be one that fit that aesthetic. And yeah, I'm not very good at the boss battles. I was kind of just wanting to go. And I also thought that the last weapon that MegaMan gets, or the player gets as MegaMan, is the spikes, which also would reinforce the theme of fire and spikes. As you can see at the top, there are some fire blasters, and then at the bottom there are the spikes. And then I died. But that's okay, because I put a checkpoint right before the boss, just so you would be able to start over again if you wanted to. And that's basically my entire level, so I really appreciate if anyone